give us a glimpse of yourself and how has been your journey so far as the CEO of Infinity Loan?
Oh, it's amazing. After COVID, after a decent amount of time, all of us working from home, and this assignment came my way, and I started the journey on 18th of January 2021 as the first employee of Infinity Learn. I used to say, before this, I had started taking interviews and trying to build a team. I used to say I'm president-elect, but not the president yet. Which is like Joe Biden at that point of time was like, that situation. So for almost 2.5 months, I was meeting a lot of people, talking about what we intend to do, some basic thoughts, but could not, there was no company then and there was nothing. It took us a few months to gather the first set of people. 8-10 of us came together, building the vision, mission, base strategy, what we would like to do, little bit on product side, and say, let's make something and go to market and show it to customers and see if that makes sense. I remember 12th of April 2021, we met 100 odd students, and we started showing them some prototypes, some thought processes, and started taking feedback. 24th June, we launched the company. By then, we were around 55-60 people, and then we are on a rocket since then. Presently, we have almost 500 people. The product is in the market, 1 million subscribers, 100,000 paid learners. Amazing journey. And last 9 months have been on a roller coaster ride.
So, sir, can you elaborate a little more on the core idea behind the formation of the company?
Infinity Learn came out of two base thought process. One is learning outcomes. How can technology-based teaching and learning can derive the same amount of learning for the learner on an online system? And if you realize worldwide, there's a research going on, worldwide people are trying to see that whatever the way we teach students in brick and mortar inside a classroom in a physical proximity, how do you create the same magic over the digital platform? And this is a problem not solved. And I'm saying still it is not solved. We all have to work for a lifetime to solve this problem, because it's an experience which two people talking together in a coffee table vis-a-vis us talking over a video conferencing platform. How can we create the same magic inside the digital classroom as we create the same magic in the physical classroom? I think that was the first problem statement which we were trying to solve. The second problem statement which we were trying to solve is that in education, per se, data is very negligible. So, a student who is taking a test in a pen and paper, after the test remains there. But if you realize that the way medical science has evolved in last 100 years, you give them a drop of blood, they tell you about the whole body. But here in education system, we take so many tests, but still we don't know where are we. So these are the two problem statements we thought we like to solve. One is, how can we do an outcomes-driven learning process? And second, how can data drive the decision making for the learner, not for the company, not for the teacher, nobody else than the learner himself or herself. Saying, how do I see the data? How do I analyze? How do I get insight from the data and say, take the next course of action? So these are the two base pillars on which we built Infinity Learn.
So, sir, I'm also curious to know how did you come up with this interesting and powerful name, Infinity Learn?
No, I didn't come.
Okay.
I didn't decide on this name. We were looking at a name, best name for this place, and we would have reached out to almost 600 individuals as students and employees in various companies, adults, and doing a research with them, the word infinity came very strong. And then there were initially a lot of add-on word like learning and stuff like that. But finally, after brainstorming with young learners, I would say not adults, uh, 12 12th graders to graduates, we sat across, we did focus group interviews, and then we came across this name. So it is very much customers who helped us form this name.
So my next question is, what is your vision for Infinity Loan, and how is your 20 plus years of experience contributing in moving closer to that vision each day?
Uh, we have a goal. I don't know whether it is vision or not, but we have a goal to help 2 million learners by 2024 and make them progress on the path of learning. So wherever they are, how can we impact them so that they move further? All my last 20 years of experience is lot to do with education, but if everything comes together and we can help these 2 million learners to move on the paths of progress, I think we would achieve a lot. Now, who are these learners? These learners could be sitting in a big city like Delhi, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, or maybe tier 2 sounds like Lucknow or Jaipur or Chandigarh, or maybe Sikohabad and Firozpur and Gorakhpur or Balia, or smaller cities, because we want to be multilingual. One of the things which we learned is that India learns into multiple languages. And so helping the learner the way they want to be helped, rather than helping the learner my way or any individual's way. So we wanted to help them their way. And that's why we said, how can we bring the experience of last so many years of all of us coming together who have worked in education, who understand that there are a set of things which happen in the language is a big barrier for tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 students, and how can we be nearer and their way of learning? So that's what we were trying to do.
Building and growing an edtech business is obviously not an easy task. It's a challenging one. So what challenges are Infinity Learn facing right now, and how are you planning to overcome those challenges?
So we are a young brand, and being a young brand, first is people knowing you is one of the biggest challenge. However good you are, whatever is your intent, but for people to generally know you is a very critical thing. Now, if we don't cross that barrier of a lot of people to know us, people will not come to our website, people will not know who we are, they will not subscribe to our products. So it was a sheer luck. We got 2 brand ambassadors in the shortest possible time, and both of them are really going around of the country at this point of time. So Rohit Sharma, before he was a captain, we signed with him for Infinity Learn brand ambassador, and that helped us a lot because he's captain now. He's talked about, and that helps us as well. I think the other brand ambassador is Allu Arjun. After Kusma's fame, particularly in the northern part of the country, at once he's like a superstar. So he did for one of our ads saying "Jhukega nahi," kind of a thing. So I think that has helped us to slowly and gradually reach out to young crowd, reach out to people who would subscribe to Infinity Learn products, and trying to create a name in that segment.
How are your distinct and innovative ideas, like you have been talking about it, the distinctive ideas of Infinity Learn? So how are these ideas putting Infinity Learn different and apart from similar sized players in the market?
Now, I've answered this question multiple times. I don't think we are different. Let me be honest. Education can't be different. At the core of education, a child in grade 3 will learn fraction and grade 4 they will learn measurement, and grade 5 they get introduced to trigonometry. And this is for last hundreds of years is this same. The difference will come how would you teach, because hundreds of years people are teaching fraction, but when the child grows he struggles to do the fraction in real life. Some would have great interest, some would have less interest, some would have no interest. But in real life, every now and then division, fraction kind of things will be used. Yeah. How do you bring the interest of math and science or coding or robotics or English as a language? How do you bring interest in this on a day-to-day basis? For us, they're not subjects. There's a skill behind a subject. I'll give you an example that for us, math is not a math as a subject. Math is basically helping logical ability as a skill. So we approach it that way. So it is that how do we execute is the difference. Otherwise, if you would say everybody globally will be teaching trigonometry or algebra or calculus to 11th grade student as far as math is concerned, but how do you approach it? How do we teach it? That's the difference inside the class. The magic which we try to create inside the class is the difference.
Right. And so also how you teach is something, obviously that helps a student to engage better in a class, right? Okay. So my one of the most important questions, how is Infinity Learn contributing in building India as a global talent hub?
We think, particularly people who work in the field of education, each time you help somebody to clear a high stake exam like IIT JEE or NEET, you don't move that student, you move that family up, you move the neighborhood up. One of the students who work with us, he comes from a small village, Kadapa in Andhra Pradesh, and he was saying that when I cleared IIT Mumbai exam, my whole village was celebrating because I was the first student from my village. And he says, because of me, there are 6 more students who have started preparing for JEE or NEET. I think that's what India is all about. You help one student, the family gets helped, the neighborhood gets helped, you become the mentor for a lot of young students. And that's what we continuously strive for. Saying that let's not worry that, we want to change the world? No, tomorrow morning we don't want to change the world. We want to just help that critical mass to move up a ladder, get into one of the top institutions in the country. Then their family will move up, their neighborhood will move up. I think that's how we want to contribute to the society, but also to say that building global talent within India.
Okay, so now, sir, you have a rich experience of 20 plus years. So how do you feel working in the field of education? Like, how has education sector, how do you feel at the end of the day working in the field of education?
I feel very satisfied. I feel very pride that I work in an area which is contributing to the larger society. And I think a lot of people are doing that, every society. But once you bring teaching and learning, then I think the responsibility on that assignment is much more. You are asking somebody to give their son or daughter to prepare for an examination or study or understand a concept in grade 6th. Now, which means that you're taking the responsibility to help the child. And that is very important for us to understand that if somebody is giving us this responsibility, we have the accountability to make it happen. So I feel very satisfied, but the accountability on this task is much higher than maybe I think a lot of other things.
Sir, now I would also like to know your definition of success, because any student that enrolled into a course or in any edtech company, so they look forward to success, right? So how do you define success?
How do you define success? Success is all about moving on a path of progress. You are continuously moving, whatever you're doing. No one exam, no one college, no one destination could be success. If you are better than yesterday, what you're doing today is better than yesterday, I think you're on a path of success, and it will continue to till you hang boots. So that's what success is all about, better than yesterday.
All right. Okay. So, sir, before we end this interview, any message that you would like to give to our audience?
I think one thing which when I talk to students, when I talk to parents, I continuously say this is that whatever field you choose, you can choose whatever you like. Journalism, choose journalism. Somebody likes to go to IIT, or somebody likes to play. Whatever field you choose, let you choose. But once you choose that field, if you want to be really successful, you'll have to put in efforts. There's no substitute to hard work. Now, a lot of people think that, oh, just like that success will come, just like that success won't come. If you want to play cricket for represent India, you'll have to put in extraordinary effort. If you want to be a Olympic medalist, you'll have to put in extraordinary effort. And so as if you want to clear a JEE mains or JEE advanced examination, go to study in the best colleges within India, then you have to put in a lot of efforts. Choice is yours, what you want to do. But once you've made a choice that, okay, I want to prepare for IIT, or I want to prepare for NEET, then there's no shortcut. You'll have to put in extraordinary efforts to make that happen.
Thank you so much, sir. And according to what you have said so far, and I really, really hope that Infinity Learn is going to reach heights and will contribute in the success of many next generations. And thank you so much, sir, for giving us your time, for connecting with us today. And I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.